Welcome everybody. Today I am joined by the wonderful Mandy Jenkins. How are you, Mandy, this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. And we have a time variance between the two of us. I think there's something like, I don't know, 7-8 hours between us, but we will work it through. We'll make sure this works. Technology aside, we'll get this done. So Mandy, we are concentrating at the moment on a series of interviews with entrepreneurs, with leaders in the industry of accounts payable. You are one of our top 100 influencers, and I thought it'd be great to get you on as a guest. So could you tell our audience a little bit about yourself, where you work, and a little bit about your career, if you don't mind?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Jamie said, my name's Mandy Jenkins. I work currently as an AP manager for a company in the United States, Interdigital Inc. I am the AP manager for 20 plus legal entities, and I also oversee purchasing for them. I started in this role 2 years ago, moving from a smaller market area, just a regional, or not international, sorry, I'm messing up with this. It was a service industry company that I used to work for. So I made the transition over to like telecom in a completely, different way of handling payables, and a different, just completely changed, everything that I had known previously with AP.
And are you used to high volumes of transactions? Is that what your team currently do?
I am. In my previous experience, we handled 20,000 invoices a month. So one of the major changes that I saw coming to Interdigital was the reduced volume. The amount that I'm paying is still there, but it's, instead of buying little parts and pieces for service equipment, we're paying for patents and legal agreements. So while the volume is significantly lower, the dollars is definitely there.
Great. And let's take you right back. Let's take you back to when you started your career. So did you choose accounts payable as a career? Tell me a little bit about how you got into accounts payable.
Well, I lucked out when I got into accounts payable. I was terrible with English in high school. So I chose, instead of doing the junior term paper in high school, I chose to go to the vocational school and take accounting courses. So I didn't have to write the paper. And I ended up, going into accounting, and I really liked what I was doing. And so, I finished my 2 years of high school there, and I got a job immediately after, working for a sales and use tax consulting firm, where I was kind of like an office manager per se. I did a little bit of AP, a little bit of AR, ordered supplies, and went and picked up lunch for everyone. So I got my start there, I would say. Did a few various, office manager jobs that handled, bits and pieces of everything for the offices, and then took a couple years off to start my family, and then I started back to work part-time as a temp, working for the company that I mentioned previously. And within a week, I was hired on full-time. I was told that I really had a grasp for AP, and was asked to come on board and to work with them. So I started with them as that clerk position. And within 2 years, they created an AP team lead role for me, because I picked up very, very quickly, helped them work through some process improvements, system integrations. And then when my boss at that time retired, he created the supervisor position for me, so I could take over essentially for him. And then,
so no looking back then. So obviously you've come back to it after starting your family, and just tell me, you can tell me if you're crazy or not, but what do you enjoy mostly about accounts payable? What is it that keeps you interested in the world of accounts payable?
That no 2 days are the exact same. I mean, I used to start my day with a to-do list. I need to do this, this, and this. And I quickly realized that you can make that list every day, all day, but, things are going to come up. There's going to be fire drills, things that need your attention right away. And, you have to focus on priorities first. So while that to-do list is nice to have it in like the background, and maybe you can mark a few things off here and there, it's never going to be the same. So.
And do you enjoy the people aspect? Because obviously, I think you've got a largish team, and obviously now you look after procurement also. Do you see any challenges between those two teams working collaboratively? The accounts payable team and the procurement team.
I don't see a whole lot of of that with my team. We are very, very small, though. I have one person in purchasing. And it's not a typical purchasing department. She really just has the vendor database, and she helps with creating purchase orders. So it's not the typical, we're going out and we're sourcing these materials for you. That's so she does work very, very collaboratively with my team, especially as we've implemented new payment systems and new vendor maintenance systems.
Brilliant. And obviously, we've just gone through the most horrendous last 12 months. So how has the last 12 months affected your team working remotely? Has that been a challenge for you?
It has a little bit, in just noticing that each one of the team members is different. Their home is different. The requirements that they need. We have some team members with small children, and some without. So just being very very open with them, with what our expectations are, and what we can do to help them get their day-to-day done, and taking that time to communicate with them too. I have one-on-ones with each one of my team members weekly, and it can be used to go over any issues that we have, or just event session. My children are driving me nuts. My husband's driving me nuts, just to give them that open, safe space to where they can talk about anything that's going on.
Yeah, totally. And so from a point of view, obviously you're in the States, you're in an AP team. Have you seen, obviously COVID and sort of the global impact that's had has been horrendous, but speaking to some other people in the States, they've told me that some of the positives are the improved processes, some of the check payments are reducing, so you're using more online payments. Is that what you're seeing as well, some of the positives coming out of this?
Yeah, absolutely. Interdigital was already in the process of transferring all of our payments to electronic. We were probably about 65-70% electronic at the beginning of COVID, and we've got that now to where it's about 95%. The only checks that we're writing at this point are taxation checks when we can't pay by any other means. So it's definitely benefited these goals, because being electronic was a departmental goal for me and my group. So enter COVID, and hey, we've hit our goal for 2020. So it worked out well in that regard. Okay. And in terms of, I always like to ask our experts, and as I say, 2020 saw you appear on the top 100 influencers, which is a huge, congratulations to you for doing so, because clearly that takes a lot. It's about your support to the industry. So if people were looking to try and get into accounts payable for the first time, what words of wisdom would you give them? Just to stay positive. I know being an AP, a lot of times you don't get that recognition until things go wrong, and then it's more finger pointing. And I always tell my team, a lot of what we do is covering our own backs, to make sure that we're following processes as we should, and we're not letting invoices go behind. Everything's getting paid timely. So it's just keeping that positive outlook going into this. Don't get discouraged when upper management is looking at you that why didn't this get paid, and instead of seeing all the positives that you do all year long, they focus on those one negative. So I try to keep things a little bit light with my team. Obviously stress the importance of of what we do and how integral we are to the business. I mean, if bills don't get paid, the business isn't going to survive. So having a sense of humor about things, being able to just roll your eyes and then move on to the next thing. So.
Do you know what? It's funny, Mandy, that I speak to so many people, and I've done a few of these interviews, and you all say very similar things, that, good sense of humor, relatively thick skin, let things roll off your shoulders a little bit.
Yeah.
And ultimately, have that drive and that passion. And I think you used a word there about that integral part. Accounts payable are an integral part of the business, but they do get forgotten a little bit. So it's people like yourself and our community. We just need to keep driving that message out there.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things I really love about the APA is that bringing awareness. I don't think like we're a special needs group that we have to bring awareness to, but, just kind of turning on that light in everyone else that, okay, AP is important. Our business doesn't run without them. So we need to give them the proper recognition.
Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. I know the time zone's against us and you've got month ends to do, no doubt.
Yeah.
Have you got any last words for our community, Mandy, about, what your career, or any words of wisdom to sort of finish it off for today?
I would just say, even if you start at that low clerk level, if you truly love what you do and you're passionate about it, you can climb the ladders and get to that top level position if you really, really want it.
I think that's the thing, if you really want it. But actually, you know what? Yeah. It takes a certain type of person to be an AP leader or manager. You are absolutely an inspiration to us. I thank you personally for all that you do for the community. I thank you for the support, and I'm looking forward to working with you through 2021 as we've got our conference and all our events. And I know you're going to be an active part in all those during the 2021 period.
I am very much looking forward to it too. Thank you for the honor of being on your top 100 influencers list.
No problem at all. As always, Mandy, it's lovely to speak to you, and I'll speak to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, Jamie. Have a good day.
Thank you.